Hello guys, welcome back, welcome to another live stream. How is everyone doing? Another Tuesday, another live stream. I hope you guys are having a good week so far, good start of the week, and that you guys had a great weekend since last time we spoke. Again today, another educational content, focusing on price action, maybe finding some opportunities, and the main focus is going to be, today we are going to follow up maybe from what happened or from the predictions I made last Saturday in the previous live stream. However, Tuesday is more about educational content, so any topic that you guys would like to talk about, could be entries, targets, and go fake out, spice in the market, anything. So just feel free to ask in the comments, and we'll take a look at it. Or if you would like me to take a look at any specific pair, feel free to ask, and I'm going to go through it, right? So if you have any zone that you'd like me to look at, that maybe you think it's going to be a good opportunity, again, that's the purpose of this live stream. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, feel free to do it. I'm still with this resistance level at 500 subs, so let's try to need your help to break through this resistance level, and then to carry on. Look for breakout strategies after that, towards the 1000, and then much more than that. So dollar index, right? So we are here. Interesting first 2 days. Basically twist on euro and Aussie dollar, the zones that I was looking for before the NFP. That's basically where price has been reacting to. I'll be looking at a little bit of the crypto as well. Now that the Ethereum did create a new high, but after that it just reversed as well. So is there any chance that price is going to continue to go down now from this high, or is it just a retrace before then the continuation to the upside? Take a look a little bit at the Nasdaq as well, and the S&P and crypto. So so if you take a look at the dollar index, so usually I start with dollar index. It's a really nice pair to look at. It's going to give enough information to then use when you're looking at the major FX. So we did open in here last this Monday, right? We closed it in there Friday. We opened in here on Sunday, and after that, there's kind of a little bit of space literally to go above, right? Kind of to this level in there. However, we did moved away from, we did create this demand, right? This was during the NFP. I think one of the reasons why we see price retracing all the way back to where the price moved away from NFP is because price moves so fast without even faking out these levels. For example, leaving this demand below, leaving the supply zone on the euro, where actually euro reacted today. So it didn't really create that manipulation before actually kind of moving away from where it was, right? So maybe that's one of the reasons that we saw that price basically retraced all the way back to that level, maybe to correct the orders that were left behind. For example, on the euro, we did had still this supply, which is this demand on the dollar index. Euro just reacted from there. Actually, dollar index is just reacting from this demand zone. Again, if you are looking at both of them, you can easily see that maybe after price reaches this level, maybe there will be a good opportunity to look for sells on the pound, on euro dollar, Aussie dollar, and so on, right? Even though kind of I could still see maybe this level in here as a good zone. As a good level to look for price to go to, this demand zone, and even maybe a little bit underneath this one. But for now, yeah, price is just reacting from here, and we do have this supply now which is literally the new barrier. Let's see if we do break this supply in order to start giving indication that maybe price wants to go a little bit higher, right? So we did kind of have this compression on the way down. Nice reaction from there, which really reacted from these left shoulders and price moved away. Yeah, we did have this supply in here first, which kind of was taken a little bit with this high. The price still decided to respect in here. I would like to... I'm kind of a little bit more bullish on the dollar. Just the question would be kind of where from. Where from, right? Just because if you take a look at the bigger picture in here, what can I see in here? The price reacted quite nicely from this demand. This was kind of the bigger picture that I've been talking about since it happened, right? So we did reacted nicely from this demand, and after that we moved up, and we have this engulfing here. That maybe is a move to the upside. I'm curious to see how price is going to react when it gets there, and in here as well. So these are kind of the two streams of the move that I'll be looking at. These two levels. Anything in here is a little bit in the middle. Of course, you still can trade this demand zone that was kind of fresh in there, and let's see how price is going to react from there, right? Yeah, that was basically what I've been looking at. As I mentioned on Saturday, the price actually reacted from this demand zone. Maybe when price gets here, maybe this supply level is going to be ignored and price will actually just continue to the upside, because maybe this break of this highs, it's actually already an indication that price wants to go higher. So just something to keep an eye on that, just to be careful with that one, especially in here as well. When price actually moved away from here, this was during the Fed, price actually took the orders already from this extreme with this spike in here. You can see it on the lower time frame. So those orders have been a little bit collected. You can see this big spike in here just kind of makes the zone a little bit weaker and not so strong anymore, because the orders have been taken, and unless maybe there's something a little bit underneath in here. It is extreme, the supply that was created in there, when aligned with these previous highs, yeah, that zone has been taken. So something to keep an eye on it as well, right? So let's see now. We literally have this demand, this supply zone. Let's see if it breaks. If it breaks, maybe there's a potential continuation to the upside. Even though I actually would like to still see price actually going here before actually going much higher. But let's see. Let's see if price will just respect this level and it's going to go higher. Tomorrow we have the CPI data coming out, so for sure it's another indicator, another news that the Fed is going to be looking at. And if the Fed is looking at, of course, the market's going to be looking at. So after such a strong number on the NFP last Friday, let's see how the CPI data is if we still carry on creating new highs in the regards of the CPI. So this is literally dollar index, what we had so far. These two extremes are still available, so let's see. And a little bit underneath in here as well. So let's see what's going to happen from there. Take a look at Nasdaq. So Nasdaq is another one, which is quite interesting. So this was kind of the move that happened during the last Friday during the NFP. And something that I actually looked at is that if we actually put a line in there, we didn't really reacted from the supply. That was one of my concerns. After I saw that, so for me, the break of this demand zone, it was a move to downside. This demand actually is important because, as you can see, it managed to hold price quite a few times, which gives a little bit more importance to this demand zone. You can see it respected once, twice, 3 times, and then eventually we broke it. So this kind of opened space to the downside. 2 levels that could see price going to after the break of this demand. Again, as natural, it could be just a retest of this level of it could be just a retest of this level of support resistance in here. This could be a good zone, which is maybe still some kind of demand zone in there. And then of course the other good zone, it will be the retest of this actually the demand zone that actually broke out these two zones, right? It broke out these highs. So those two levels are good to look for as a possible target. Be aware that price can sometimes just retest from this SR zone, and then sometimes price actually is going to go all the way through and go to the demand zone. However, as I mentioned, this high in here, it didn't really react from the supply on the left side, stayed a little bit underneath. So again, no surprise that no, it's not no surprise, but just a quick. It's curious that price actually decided to still kind of come all the way up, break out still these highs just before actually maybe turning. Even now this approach is really nice, but yeah, the level that I was mentioning, the supply that I mentioned, is this one. So we do have kind of a triple top in there, but there was a clean supply in there. So it's this one, right? So literally this supply in here, you can see it was still, so the low, so the line underneath is where price reacted to on Friday, and as you can see, it didn't really touch it. And now the difference with the high that was created yesterday, right? Yesterday we did touch it. It was around the US Open when this past move happened, and yeah, interesting approach, as you can see, in the sense that price initially came all the way back. It retested this previous kind of still supply where price dropped during the NFP, right? We created this double top in here. Price broke these lows in here. We are moving kind of in a compression zone, so this could have actually been a good kind of first indication that okay, maybe price actually wants to continue to the downside. Don't forget that these lows actually, they just reacted from the SR zone, not exactly the demand. So usually when price just reacts from the SR zone, could be a good zone to react to, but there's maybe still some space to go all the way back down, all the way down to still react from the demand zone. And then there you go, price just reacted from that. Now it reacted from the supply. And similar to what I mentioned a few times, when you have this kind of setup, one of the good confirmations to start looking for sales, you don't need to trade the sell straight away, but one of the good confirmations that you can look for is the break of this demand zone. So the demand zone that kind of is aligned usually with these highs on the left side. So kind of if we had these highs in here, right? So if you have those highs, there's going to be a demand zone aligned, or decision point in there that it kind of breaks these highs. In reality, this is actually the last high in here, but this is actually a good zone in there. And the demand zone is this one, right? So you can see we literally have this zone in here that price then shoot through, right? So when you do have the break of this demand, this is a great signal to start looking for sales, right? Because up until this point, price could actually just be kind of a breakout setup, and there you go. Price could have actually respected now this demand and maybe just continue to move to the upside. And again, there was already kind of this good signal in here, this good sign in here that basically price completely broke through into this compression zone without really reaching the other extreme of the compression, where the compression started. And then, yes, and then we have that fake out. Actually, again, look left, look where actually price is reacting from. And I mentioned that last Saturday that, yeah, this high in here, it didn't really reacted from the supply level, and this one did reacted. So this was a good level to look for a short. Then you can fine tune if you want, but somewhere in here actually there's a good supply now created that you could have been looking for a short. And honestly, in the higher time frame, I think now there's still some levels in there that you can use in case price actually retraces again. I think there is still there's still some orders in here now aligned with these left shoulders and so on. So maybe if price does break now some kind of lows again, I think there's going to be a good opportunity to continue to look for sales still within this level in here. At least I'll be doing that. I'll be looking for sales in there. Let's actually just look at 1 minute first. Let's actually just look at 1 minute in here. And let's see, right? Let's see if this indeed is maybe the beginning of a turn. If we are, again, if you compare the indices back in 2000 and 2008, it was in September that we had the big sell-off in the market. So we are almost middle of August. If you are about to kind of repeat the same history as those two times, as those two periods in 2001, I think, and the 08, maybe we're about to start seeing some moves to the downside, maybe some moves being broken, or maybe you start having, there you go, some indication that maybe price is actually about to reverse. And not sure if it's going to be from this high in here, but maybe we are getting close to that level. So this would have been a good zone. So this supply in here, these two candles actually, they are actually great. So when you see this is actually another confirmation in here. So these two candles in here, because in here there's a key. This is the first breakout level. You could start looking for that, but if you want to be even more to get more confirmation, actually just wait for this demand zone to be broken, because it's actually kind of aligned with this that broke the previous high. So if you want to even have extra confirmation, and these two candles is, for me, is where the decision point is made, because this bull candle kind of shows, okay, maybe there's still more buyers in here, but all of a sudden it's completely rejected, and instead of kind of breaking this high that was just created, we actually go and reverse and eventually actually break this demand and even create a new wall from here. So yeah, somewhere around in this area, it's a really good zone to look for sales, even first in here, or maybe after the break of the new low in here. Maybe, of course, as you can see, you have kind of a new kind of supply in there. Yeah, this becomes a really good zone. And now, maybe just looking at this 1 minute, I think this can be. I think this side may have not really taken this level, so all of a sudden maybe all this level could be a good zone. Of course, including these ones in here, maybe be a good zone for price to go and react to in the future. So kind of somewhere in here is where I'm going to be looking for a possible entry in the future. Of course, all these left shoulders actually are quite nice as well. All these left shoulders in here, right? That it was created during the NFP last week, and then the drop even before. So aligned with this level in here can be interesting to look for. One in there. Maybe it has been touched. Maybe this one is still a little bit fresh. Maybe the high as well in here. So that could be a good level to see, or to look for shorts in the scenario that price will eventually retrace to the highs. Something that I like to see as well, as I mentioned, is this kind of pattern, and this is kind of being created by now. So when price goes down, kind of pauses for a bit, and then goes down again, and eventually maybe price can do that. Right? Maybe look for a sell in there, break out this size. In this case, those size are these ones. We literally kind of pause in here, created now this barrier. Many people are going to be still looking for sales in here when price comes back. Maybe just take this size and eventually reverse. So this is nice. Now it's a question of, okay, where actually price is going to. Maybe all this looks compressed a little bit. Yeah, this may be compressed. This is still kind of a fresh demand in here. Maybe that's where price is going to react to maybe retrace a little bit. I think that demand looks like still is fresh. But after that, I cannot see how this kind of compressed by now. On the way, while price was going up, yeah, this is still fresh. This is kind of taken. This demand has been taken by that. This demand has been taken. This is actually being broken in there. And all the way here, maybe it has been taken again. This demand has been taken, but this is kind of the beginning of this new compression to the upside. It kind of starts in here. So eventually, I wouldn't be surprised if price just comes all the way back and reacting somewhere from here. We do have all this kind of level of support resistance in there. Can be interesting. But yeah, eventually, if you go back to this maybe 12,700, and maybe with the potential to even go further down, right? You can continue to do this exercise. Okay, this demand has been taken as well. This one is kind of a little bit fresh. This one maybe is reacting from this level on the left side. We did broke these walls in here, and you can continue to do this kind of exercise. Look where are the fresh demands, fresh supplies, and you can continue to play it like that. Yeah, so maybe somewhere in there. Actually, it's maybe where I'm going to be looking for possible sells again, kind of, right? So we did already had the opportunity to sell. So these are the two moments, right? We do have the opportunity to sell when the fake out is being created. I call this kind of the fake out, right? Being created. If you think about kind of the Quasimodo pattern, yeah, this is kind of, yeah, the head, kind of the head of the head and shoulders, maybe the fake out of the Quasimodo, something like that. So there is a chance to trade this when price is here, kind of just as I mentioned before. Maybe wait for the break of that demand, and there you go. The target from here, be careful with that. Maybe it's not up until all the way to the moon. Yeah, maybe feel all this compression all the way until here, or if you consider this one's already in the groove of these lows, maybe until this month, and that's it. Kind of that will be your target. But eventually, if price now kind of continues and breaks to the downside, maybe now opens a little bit more space for price to go down. Now, eventually, if price goes all the way back, let me just delete this one first. Yeah, eventually, if price just continues to go now all the way back in here, something that I would like to see is price going out somewhere in there, create some lows in here, actually even take these lows when price is reacting from this level, and then just continue to the upside. Yeah, take this support resistance. Of course, price just broke this level, so eventually it's going to react from it, and eventually just do that, right? Of course, before you go, just come here one more time, and then maybe start going down and carry on, right? So the break of this low is actually a nice zone. It's maybe a good indication on the way up. The price may wants to go down, but of course, first goes and takes that, needs to go to the origin and take those orders from there, right? So this kind of become the second left shoulder of the KM completion. And in this case, your target can be bigger, right? So your target can be either retesting maybe of these lows, of the lower low of the KM, or then if you actually open space for price to go further down, maybe then you can start looking for maybe even a bigger trade from there, right? So let's see if you do have that. Where price is now, maybe it is already in the ghoul factory from here. So yeah, let's see how Nasdaq is going to play out, and if you actually are going to reverse something like this. Actually, if we take a look at the higher highs of the year on Nasdaq, I think the higher high actually it was in November, while S&P it was in January. It's just something like that. It's kind of a KM zone as well, kind of price return to the downside in a kind of KM shape with the KM pattern. So yeah, yeah, interesting to see. So let's see what's going to happen in the future in here. But so far it starts looking with a good reversal pattern in here. Just something that I'm not the biggest fan because I don't like to see too many highs close to each other. Is actually this triple top, right? I'm not a big fan of this triple top. So if price even decides to still take this triple top in here, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if by any chance we still do and take the orders from above this triple top in there. Yeah, so let's see. So this is Nasdaq. S&P, we do what happened on S&P. S&P, it's curious, like we still had kind of this zone in here, this supply in there. You can even see it on the daily. I think on the daily you can see that the wick was still fresh. Yeah, you can see that the wick was still fresh, and even if I extend out this zone in here, so price is still within that level. It really went to the extreme of it, but it's still kind of within, right? So S&P and Nasdaq reacting from two different zones. S&P is still somewhere in here. Nasdaq is literally reacting already from this level in here on the left side. Yeah, just something to pay attention to, right? And as I mentioned during the last live stream on Saturday, I compared with where we were back in 73, 2000 and 2008. after kind of 250 to 140 days since the higher high. Yeah, similar zones. And again, September was the beginning of the sell-off. So let's see. Something that I looked at, it's not exactly in here. Something's wrong with my data in here. There you go. We do break these walls. We do have these walls in here. Yeah, it was missing this information. Yep, we do fake out again. And maybe similar thing happening there with maybe break of demand, then to look for that sell, right? Yep, nothing much. I'm starting. I don't really trade the indices yet, but I'm starting to follow it more, the moves on the intraday, just to see how they behave during the US Open and stuff. So I'm starting to following slowly a little bit more. I may start being more active trading this the indices. So this is these are the indices. So let's just take a look now at major FX. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions, guys. If you agree with me, if you'd like me to take a look at any particular pair. Yeah, feel free to ask. So yeah, there you go, right? So I think I mentioned, I think it was with you guys that I mentioned that these guys, the ITs, were being lazy in here, because I literally had a sell limit order in here during the NFP, expecting price to kind of spike, take out these highs in here into this fresh supply, which is literally obvious that it was there. But yeah, price didn't do that. Price literally just shoot down, moved to the downside. Yeah, took this low in here, beginning of this compression, reacted from that demand. Okay, good. We are moving now into this compression zone. Again, lows being respected slightly, so not exactly looking for shorts yet. And I was just waiting for this one to be faked out, which happened in here. So we finally have price reacting from this level. Being aware still that we kind of still have, then in the bigger picture, there's still this supply in there as well. So we do have this zone in here as well, which is an important one. And this actually tricked me this morning. Yep, this actually tricked me. So I was about to open short in here. Yep, in here after we saw this, I was about to open the short in here. I was in a mentoring call with the guy. We're just talking about this level. And then, yeah, I can see price going there. So I actually just cancel my order exactly just almost before price tagged me in. And yeah, and after that euro just went to the downside. So yeah, there was still a potential setup in here, and actually had the confirmation. But for some reason I just cancel it, and I just kind of start focusing on this one instead, which I have no idea when price actually is going to go there. I have no clue. Even price eventually is going to respect it or not. I just respect for a bit and then just break through. But yeah, it happened. It would have been a target one, kind of under test of this level, and then most likely I would have closed the second one at break even after this retest. So yeah, at least target one, I literally missed it. Yeah, but there you go. Curious again, like maybe that's the reason why price decided to just kind of retrace all the way back after this big move down during the NFP. It's not that often that price will not kind of take the orders from here before the move down. Why didn't they collect all the stop losses from these guys just before the move down? That's a good question. So I actually find it curious that price actually decided to still go up just to collect the orders that were left behind. And let's see now what's going to happen, right? We still have now this demand zone, and after we do have this demand zone, just the same supply level that I just mentioned before on the DXY. So let's see if price is going to react from here and continue to go higher. If by any chance price zloty is going to break this level, and let's see what else euro is going to do. Still aware of this zone in here, aligned with all these with these left shoulders in here, so still aware of that level. It's nice now, right? Now we kind of, if this was not a double top yet, there you go, right? If this was not still a double top, it was just a high, now it kind of becomes a double top, right? With this with the highs created today. So this starts to become a really interesting zone just to accumulate liquidity, just into this higher time frame fresh level that is still in there, right? So maybe tomorrow, right? Tomorrow there is the CPI data. Maybe it's enough for it, right? So we literally created now a few highs in here, kind of 1, 2. You can maybe consider this one just as one, and then again and again. So let's see, right? Yep. Let's see if price eventually is going to get there or not. All this compression, and yep. Let's see if we're going to see euro going to moving down or not. Price is reacting from this good level that we talked about a few weeks ago. There's the potential still to kind of go higher, but so far I'm still going to look for short somewhere in there. Tomorrow most likely. Let's see where this was reacting from. If it respects just the demand, go higher. If it breaks the demand, reacts from something else and it goes higher. And let's see how if price is somewhere in here, close by around in here tomorrow, just before the CPI, maybe that could be a good level to go spike, take the orders and go down. Yeah, that's a key level to look for, at least for me on the euro. And on the Aussie, this was the other one, right? So I think I mentioned last week that I was looking at the 0700 kind of level, right? The zone that was created during the interest rate decision 1 week ago, literally 1 week ago. And that price in this case had just stopped at this previous level of demand in here, right? Demand that maybe became supply, price went all the way down, but it never really kind of reached this level in here, right? Somewhere in there. It never really got to that level. And yeah, it reached there yesterday. Nice reaction in there. Maybe there's a potential to still go a little bit higher, but this is actually a nice reaction from there. And this is what I'm actually starting to be entertained doing on Mondays. Monday I'm starting to try to look for compression zones, and then to potential kind of final reversal at the end of the day or during the midday. During the middle of the day, like middle of the London session, usually there's a good zone as well to look for a small reversal, and then maybe price will just continue. So even if you start looking for that, for example, just an exercise in here, you just look for the lows. Have a new low in here. Maybe this one can be the first one that is broken, but okay. At this point, you are still within this area, right? And if you are kind of after the way price opened yesterday, kind of, yeah, this could be a good target to look for. So if I'm aware of that, you just keep following price, just keep following how price respects these walls. Respected, and this is kind of one of the first ones that is broken just before. At least on the, maybe if I go to 1 minute, you could see it, and this is kind of where the flip happened. I didn't really had my entry in here in terms of waiting for it was too far away. As you can see, kind of, if I mention break of the demand and then maybe retrace and so on, I didn't really had that. Maybe after the break of this one, after this getting rejected, this could have been a good zone, but still my target was still kind of just within this demand zone. So it was not my favorite. That's why I kind of never really end up shorting in here. I was actually looking for the shorts this morning. This was my zone. So I had this. Actually, this is the demand zone. I don't know why I marked it in here. I'm looking for price to go there. And I think it still can go there. I think it still can go there. It just took out this highest liquidity in here before the move down. And it left this level behind in here. So I'm actually looking for sales in here whenever price comes back. Maybe break these walls in here and maybe go all the way back, and I'll be looking for the sell somewhere in there. Yeah, I think I'll be looking for that. Aware that this is still maybe in there. However, I'm going to be looking for something in here, and that's actually what I wanted to happen today. For price to go a little bit higher, to take out this liquidity, all these highs in here, and then to drop. That really, fortunately, price just literally just took this tap in here, just small fake out. Yeah, I look for the extremes. So yeah, nice continuation in here, and we move on. Yeah, so another one that I was looking for actually last week. I was waiting for price to go there during kind of NFP. Price managed to stay always underneath this low. Eventually price went there yesterday night. After that, price going lower now. Price did reacted from this extreme of this compression. So if the same way that we had kind of all this compression to the downside and price kind of reached this level, again, I'm still looking for this one as a maybe final move from here. I still like this level in here on Aussie. However, the same way that we had this compression to the downside, we did had this compression in here to the upside as well, right? From here, after this move up, kind of price paused and it started moving, creating highs and lows, going up, but now it's coming down. So this is kind of the extreme of the compression where exactly price reacted from after this move down. A good reaction from there. And now let's see if the Aussie is going to react somewhere from here, and what's going to do after that. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been looking for. Yeah, cold, nice one. Dollar franc Swiss, I'm actually kind of looking for potential zone in here. Even though it didn't really broke this highs, so which is something that I don't really like it. I would rather see this high breaking this previous high on the left side and then go down, and then yes, maybe retrace and go higher. Maybe I would prefer to see that. Otherwise, maybe price actually it's just continue. It's going to continue to go down. I'm still looking at this level in here as kind of a final target for the shorts. So, and they actually broke this one, maybe so. This one, it would be a good level as well. Yeah, this one has already been taken, so even a little bit underneath it. So let's see. So far, yeah, looking at all this to be kind of to be filled, and then price to go a little bit underneath it and to just react maybe from there. We have a good level of support resistance as well, aligned with this level. Yeah, but I want to see how price actually is going to react from here. If you do break kind of some highs in here, kind of start showing indication that price wants to go higher. Yeah, just take out this low just before maybe just continue to go higher. It could be an interesting setup to see. Yeah, what's going on in here? Nice pound again, another one that NFP, this case actually reacted quite nicely to this supply level. We haven't broken any lows in here until actually we broke the lows in here. It's interesting that then price actually came one more time to the highs, and there you go. Nice reaction in there. So, but this is actually the first engulf down, because maybe a little bit in here, right? So it's with all these lows is when you actually have the engulf down. Up until this point, kind of price was just respecting these previous lows. Yep, compression. Okay, maybe after the break of this, But this one actually, it kind of can open the door for price to go a little bit farther down. Interesting moving here on the pound again, starting to compress a lot as price is moving down, kind of taking all the previous supply zones are being taken as price is moving to the downside. There's maybe something sitting here to look for. Let's see. It's interesting the way that the pound is moving. Nothing much going on in here on the yen, dollar yen. Yep, nothing much. Yeah, this was a similar setup with yesterday with the Aussie yen, with Aussie dollar. Sorry, I was looking as well for price to kind of react from there. I was following that compression going on, and then we finally kind of had that spike up. Didn't really have that many opportunity to short in there. After that, price kind of compressed, and we finally tonight, during the night, price broke down, retest the highs, and then it's just kind of ranging in between these levels. Something like that. So let's see what's next for Aussie yen as well. Maybe a little bit more to the upside. Looking as well at the Aussie yen, Aussie dollar, dollar yen. Oh my god. Yeah. Gold. Yeah, it's looking for that one. Jesus. Quick move, quick reaction. Reacting from this 1800 level, it's getting really close to this level of support resistance. Actually, it's reacting from there. There's maybe a little bit of the supply, a little bit above it, but this is already part of it. So nice reaction. Gold is starting to like making this kind of 3-drive move. You can do it, this one. So let's see if gold is eventually going to turn or not, or if it's just to continue to go to the upside, right? So if many inches you were long after the retest of this triple low, this could have been actually a good target just to retest the next level of the structure, just kind of this one. Yeah, personally I actually wanted to see these lows being taken, and they weren't. So yeah, we start having way too many lows aligning here, so that's going to be interesting. Yeah, let's see. Benfica had started, so let's quick finalize this because Benfica is playing already. Either way, we are going to just pass through the next phase of the Champions League qualifications. So yeah, yeah. Let's take a look at the crypto, right? Let's take a look at Ethereum and Bitcoin. Should I look at them from this one or? Maybe I can look at them from here. Yeah, respecting this was so Ethereum, right? So from I mentioned last Saturday, so this was still kind of a zone where we still had some orders in here, this supply level, and I did mention as well, this, and I had mentioned there was some kind of not this. Where are we? Yeah, not here. This was before. Price did reacted from there. The next zone was somewhere in here. Yeah, there was kind of this supply in here. And we do had this demand in here, right? This is where I stopped last Saturday with the Ethereum prediction. Yeah, somewhere in there. That price had literally kind of compressed all the way up, and this was kind of two levels that price could react from. And I did mention as well that Ethereum at this point we're starting to collect all the orders from all these extremes, and this is usually not. It's a good sign, but it's not a good sign at the other point, because all the orders start to get to be taken, and that's it. There's no more orders until eventually, like, these ones start to get weaker and weaker, and if you don't really break lows, maybe it's a sign that okay, the buyers actually starting to get into control in here. This was a nice reaction from this level during the FOMC. On the higher time frame, kind of there is spice in here after the break of this one. So, but maybe that can be kind of for the future. But yeah, as we are starting to collect all the orders from this extreme of these supplies levels, all this starts to get weak, like not as strong as before. So all the orders are be taken. Again, last one. Eventually, we are just going to break through. And as price actually starts, like, it's good to, when you want to see kind of a reversal, it's good to see, okay, price taking these orders from this one, but good, let's actually let price actually go away from it. Like from here, price needs to get some momentum and actually go more, not respect immediately the next demand zone. Otherwise, it shows that the buyers kind of like getting into control in here. Just as it happened in here, right? Price literally still respected this demand. If price by any chance said make this, and then okay, now maybe go there, take it, and now continue to downside, this would be a different story. If price just reacts from this demand zone, yeah, eventually, as you can see, literally all these orders have been taken. That's why kind of there is no surprise that all of a sudden we have all this strong move to the upside, because there's no more orders in there. Everything has been taken. Price is free to just rally in a strong move, and yeah, and then another one, and now kind of we are reversing. Where is price reacting from in here, right? That's the question. Is this even a good level? On the weekly time frame, we are actually reacting from the week. We finally react from this level in here, which is a week of this weekly time frame candle, and this can be actually quite important. This can actually be quite important. Same way that, for example, in here, there was this price in here, and price just reacted from the base of this one, and then we just continue to the downside. Price has been kind of, as you can see, collecting out. First time I'm looking at this on the weekly. Has been collecting all of them on the way down. This one, okay, it's fresh because price just dropped. We had this one, price collected, price dropped, and now this one was still fresh in here. And yep. Price just collected that order, those orders in there, right? It's still kind of aligned with this kind of support resistance. On the lower time frame, it's a little bit more tricky where price is actually reacting from. Maybe I could see when price going a little bit above in there. And yeah, maybe on the lower time frame is not the strongest zone ever. This one, maybe we're going to actually see price continue to go higher. But let's see. But it's a weekly week, which is which can be important. After that, nice break, nice retest. This actually could have been a good short in here. Literally open space. Price didn't react from here. I don't think it even touched this level. So there's literally space for price to go further down. Nice reaction from this on, and there you go. You can look for your entry. Even if you just want it, if you are late to the party, you can wait for this breakout trend line. And there you go, nice drop in there on Ethereum. Are we going to reverse now? Like Ethereum, nice move to downside. Nasdaq, nice move to the downside. Are we going to be close to it, or is actually Ethereum just a small retrace and we are actually going all the way to the moon, right? Some people are calling this setup in here. This was just kind of a trap in here, and our price is going to fill. Kind of maybe take out these highs, retrace after that, retest these lows, and go higher from here. Is price ready to do that? I'm not sure if price is actually ready to do that. I'm not that bullish. I'm not that bullish to expect price to actually kind of fill after the break of this to go all the way maybe to fill this place in here. I'm not that bullish, to be honest. But let's see. If that happens, it happens. If that happens, it happens. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen in there. BTC, again, this for me was already an engulf down in here. But in terms of engulf fake out sequence, the way I like to look at it, for me first is engulf, then is fake out. So if you even look at what price is doing in here, going down, it respects this high, it respects this low, and now it breaks the high. Kind of it breaks it, it shows that it kind of wants to go higher. And after that, we do fake out these lows. I'm not sure if price actually reacted from something here. That's why I kind of see this one as an engulf to the downside. So I saw this low as an engulf to the downside. However, in the meantime, it can be just a fake out because actually price is giving you the indication beforehand that it actually may want to go higher. This is a really nice zone to look for the liquidity. As you can see, price just literally faked out for a few pips. This zone kind of, it was the origin where price could have gone, it didn't. So it just stopped in there. And we start having that reversal again, right? Maybe wait for now this lows to be broken. You can maybe try to look for that sell. Yeah, but I do see this one kind of as a move to downside. I still can see maybe some reaction in here because this low didn't really reacted from. I don't think it reacted from the demand zone from in here. So there's maybe a little bit of space that price can react from somewhere in here, have some kind of reaction. But I still think price is going to go and go below this low. Because I don't really see, and that's on a low time frame, but I don't really like to go so much deep into the lower time frame. I think I see this one as being an engulf and price wants to go lower. Question mark, is price just going to continue to move, something like that? Let's see what's going to happen in there. Nice compression here, nice move up. Yeah, nicely done. So yeah, this for me is actually an engulf down as well. I see took this low for a bit, so it is actually an engulf down. Yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what is your bias in the crypto, euro dollar as well, like in the dollar index. Are you seeing strength or not? The indices, are we going to reverse or not? What's going to happen, right? Are you like higher time frame? Are you like longer term? Are you bullish or bearish? Are you expecting September to be that month that's going to maybe see the market another once more the big sell-off, right? So yeah, things to look at. All right, guys. Yeah, that's it for today. I think I covered most of it. Nice follow-up. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you'd like to see different happening in the live streams. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. Let's help me to get through the 500 subs. That strong resistance level. And yeah, see you guys next Saturday for the weekly analysis. Yeah, enjoy. Have a good rest of the week. Don't forget to follow your plan and to always be protected with the stop loss, right? Don't go crazy with your position sizing. And yeah, stay safe out there. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time. Obrigado.